Hey guys, we're here today to show you this Scribit robot that draws on walls. We intentionally bought this for a Title I school here in South Florida. We're going to use it for the kids. It's a school of technology, and if a kid wins an award or something else, we're going to put their name throughout the day. It's going to draw who the winner is, and at the end of the day, if we put it on a piece of paper, I'll be able to take it home as an award. We're also going to use it on our walls for inspirational messages and stuff like that. One thing I want to show you is when we first got it, we looked at a lot of tutorials and made some mistakes. And a lot of tutorials make it look like it's a horror show and they scare people. But like anything, you got to learn how to use the product and you have to read the directions, which I think is one of the first issues. One of the first main things I have to tell you is it's very easy to download the app. But what you need to understand is a lot of people get stuck on getting it on the internet. Here we have Comcast Xfinity, and it's very fast. Now I have a router that has two. It has 2.4 and it has 5 gigabyte, which is really fast. The Scribit doesn't work on 5 gigabyte, which I think is what a lot of these people, they did 30-minute reviews of how horrible it is, and they couldn't connect it to their friend's house, and that's part of the issue. They just didn't read the directions. It has to be on the 2.4. As soon as you put it on what it says in the directions of 2.4, it goes straight on, okay? Now, there are a few little quirks, and we found now after 30, 40 drawings already, how we're going to work it out. Now, when you first get it, they give you this thing, and it's really great. It's this tape measure, and you're supposed to find a midpoint or a starting point. Basically, everybody has a tape measure. So it's real easy if you can look on the wall here. I did 2 screws, real simple, 6 foot 7 inches apart, which is 2 meters. Now, to find a midpoint, I could use that, and it's a B1, B2, and it's kind of confusing. But again, if you use your tape measure, from this point down, 50 inches, and then over 22, puts me exactly where the midpoint is. Now, there's a beta on the app, and let me show it to you. Here's the Scribit app right here. And if you click on Settings, settings will give you the option for calibration. If you click on calibrations, it'll let you do this automatic calibration. It works now. I think some of the earlier reviews it didn't work, but if you press that, it takes about 2.5 to 3 minutes, 15 seconds, something like that. And the Scribit will move around on the wall and it will find that point. Now let me show you what that point is. To calibrate, there's more than one step. So there's a middle circle right here, and you're going to see 4 pen holders. Now here's what you need to know, what I have not found, and thankfully somebody on Facebook did help me out on this. There's a Scribit owner's Facebook site, very helpful. If with it unplugged, I turn counterclockwise, inside, behind it, I'm going to see a thin strip with a circle, and this is where the pen will sit. And again, this is behind this black thing, and here are the pens. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They are not numbered on the Scribit. So if you turn with it unplugged counterclockwise till hole number 4 is directly over that circle. Remember, not too far over here, it'll get stuck. It has to be more towards the circle part. Leave it before you plug it in. Okay? Next thing you do is plug it in, and the first thing every time you do a drawing is to calibrate. Now let me show you the next picture. This is your basic drawing area, and you may want to pause your thing at this point, write this down, but 6 foot 7 inches at the top from pin to pin. 50 inches down, like I said, and 22 is this dot. I call it the starting point. I believe they call it a midpoint. That's where, if you do the automatic calibration, that's where your Scribit will stop. Now, if you look on the wall, I've already done a calibration. You can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I've already turned this counterclockwise. It's right over the hole. I did the automatic calibration. Boom. It's right on the spot. Let me go back to this picture. This took us a bit of getting used to, was to figure out where the drawing area is. Now this will change depending on what you draw. But we found that the biggest area, if I come straight down from the right pin, it's 19 inches over. Again, if I come down from the left pin, it's 22 inches over. The biggest drawing I can do goes about 10 inches below where this midpoint or starting point line is. And it comes about 30 inches above. Now, that being said, I know that's 40 inches, but the biggest drawing we've done so far has only come out to be 38 inches by 38 inches. Just to be safe, when I put up paper, I buy paper, Amazon, 25 bucks. You can't buy 3 foot by whatever paper. I just bought a cheap white paper, 25 bucks, but I bought 48 inches. Do it to be safe. Your drawing will go off, it'll get stuck on the paper and mess it up. So 48 inches, this is 100 foot, it's gonna last us an extremely long time, give a lot of kids something to take home. So I basically cut a 48 inches and I go down. Now you can see this is one drawing, this is actually my dog's face. We put this in to our app and this is what came out. Now when you do your own, it could take a little bit. Let me show you what this picture actually looked like. If you do want to create, it does not work on your phone on the app. You have to do it on a computer, but I want to show you, this is what it looked like. And I just uploaded a picture. I played with it. I do it on a computer though. For some reason, the Scribit Create works on a computer. Very hard to upload a picture on your phone. So make sure you email it to yourself. Go on a computer, go to Scribit, just Google Scribit, Create, give yourself an account, and you can upload your pictures and do this very easily. Now, the pens is another major thing that we've seen a lot. Here's what we used. Everybody complains about the Scribit pens, that's fine. These are just Crayola ultra washable markers, okay? A broad tip. Here's one of the ones. It's just these regular things you would use. These are great. The only modification you have to make this work better is in your Scribit box, you're going to see this little box called Get Started. And it has these little rings. Now these thicker ones right here are the ones that go for the Scribit, the actual Scribit pens, which are slightly, I believe, thinner than these ultra washables. So inside of here, though, they have plenty of these thinner rings. If you unscrew, and these little pieces, they screw right off. And inside of it, you pull out the washer and you put in a thin washer, then your ultra washable markers will fit right in. Now, you want to push them in all the way until, look where my finger is, you get to the letter R. You can measure this with one of the Scribit pens if you like, but we find to the letter R is perfect. So after I've set it up and it tells me, the app will tell me when to put in my pen and where, I'm going to put in, if you could zoom in here, buddy, right to the letter R. That will be the perfect spot. Now, the Scribit app's going to tell you which number to put it in, 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you're using just one color, it's usually number 1, which is the one I just stuck it into. I've screwed this in. I just slide my pen in, right? And then when it says to draw, I draw. Now remember, people do get stuck on the internet. I can't say this enough. Make sure you're not using 5 gigahertz internet. It will not connect to your Scribit. Directions say 2.4. Hopefully it's something that they do in the future where they upgrade and it works out a little bit better. I hope these little tricks worked for you. I just want to show you one more mistake that we did make. When we put the paper on the wall, and you can see I didn't even, this is before we measured it out perfectly, this is our test. I used flat thumbtacks to go in. Now the wire sits off the wall a little bit, as long as I have it right against the wall, and you can play with the little settings here until it's flat. But if I use these flat ones to hold it on the wall and I tighten it out, it holds it pretty good, and these wires do not get caught on it. You do not want to use the thumbtacks that stick out of the wall. The wire has a chance of catching it, messes everything up. Okay? One more thing with these ultra washable markers. If you're using a satin paint on drywall, or just a satin paint, or even anything shinier than that, these will go on. You could do this with your finger, it will stay on there like it's a regular marker. As soon as I put a little Windex and I wipe with a paper towel, it erases perfectly. Leaves no residue, nothing on the wall. We've done about 8 or 9 of these in my son's room, just testing it out. We've been able to erase it each time, instantly erases perfect. Wall dries out very quickly. We can do a new drawing with new pens. I hope this helps a little bit. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments section. We'll get back to you as soon as we can.